Don't worry. I won't say anything bad about you.
Thank you. Looking lovely as usual, Miss O'Leary.
Thank you. Trying to get my best.
I'm not much help.
I don't even have to ask you. You're like, let's do this. Thank you.
Ralph likes all his light.
Yes,
Do you want these fries?
sure.
Yes. They're kind of cold, but there's a sauce in there. It's an aioli.
Thank you.
Sorry. You want a napkin?
No. Thank you.
Okay. Is that your water? This is your water, huh?
Yes.
Somebody needs to finish that. With the pinky up.
Nice job, Cassie.
Thank you.
That hour went by
That was
quick.
good.
Hour goes by fast. I like
know.
your 3 hours better.
Yeah.
Then I can write things out and plan it better. Huh? I was trying. You heard me, right? Uh-huh. Listen to copy this. Huh?
What'd you do with the mic?
Oh, do you still have it on you?
Oh,
Sorry.
We're at the restaurant.
That'll be funny if she's driven off with it.
He's talking.
Eavesdrop on your conversation.
Sorry, it's a little.
Oh, don't worry about
I
it.
need a
Don't worry
little
about it.
light.
See you guys.
Okay.
Thank you,
bye.
girlie. Good seeing you.
Good?
Sweet.
Okay. Oh, wait. I'm not that strong.
What are you doing tonight?
Working, because we're open for dinner
Really?
tonight and tomorrow night.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's have a cocktail soon.
Sometime.
I will. Yeah, that sounds really good. I listened to the show last night.
5376.
Yeah.
Listen live at KERNradio.com.
And this is not my chair.
Host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio. Here's Ralph Bailey.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, however you may be listening, or however you may be viewing. To our subscribers on YouTube, this is the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com. I want to thank Cassie Biddle, filling in for Mr. Flores. Anytime Cassie Biddle comes to the station, it is a wonderful day. And Heather Langanelli at her wonderful restaurant and incredible food. Did you get to eat a little bit? A little bit? Did you get the caviar burger and the chicken sandwich and fries and
All fantastic.
a little taste of Riesling? I used to serve Riesling when I was a waiter, but I've never really been a big
You ever
drinker.
seen it in the store though?
It's really nice. It was really good.
Yeah.
I like it a little dry. I like that. I don't like sweet. So I'm not a big Chardonnay guy. Gets a little too buttery, a little too sweet for the brother. I do like the Rombauer Chardonnay, but you guys should check out her restaurant. It is truly, truly outstanding. We need to do that, Mr. Burdick. We need to invite more restaurateurs on the program. Let them bring their food. But first, we start the show by talking to our producer. What's wrong, Chris? Chris is having a bad day, y'all.
No.
What's
no,
wrong?
No.
Go ahead, tell us.
Good.
It's an open book, Chris. It's an open book. You signed up for it. You knew what you were getting into. You knew what Bailey was all about. Let's hear it. Come on, it'll be therapeutic. What?
I'm in hot. Well, not necessarily in hot water. I'm still in hot water with the lady, but
Visalia?
I took, the initiative, talked to my friend / ex, told her.
Wait,
what was going
hold on. I gotta get comfortable for this.
We
Go
broke
ahead.
it off as friends. We completely understood. We've had this conversation a million times.
Who, the ex?
Yes.
Okay.
So we were ready for this, so we had this entire conversation. It is what it is. We broke it off. What we were planning on doing together was go, we had this little thing for Disney, this Boogie Bash thing that we were going to, because that's what started all this issue.
You and the ex?
Yes.
Okay, see, yes, that was a horrendous idea. Horrendous idea.
She even told me, take the ticket, take her, and go with her.
Nice.
Yeah, no, my ex was real cool about this. She's real cool about this. So
But Visalia wasn't so cool about all this.
not at all. No,
Not at all.
not at all.
Told
I
you.
brought it up. And I
So
was
will
like,
you? Let me stop. Will you at least concede now? You should not have volunteered information.
I just
Let's let everybody catch up.
trying to be honest.
Chris was out with this woman that he's chasing and doing extremely well with. Things were going extremely well. They were at 35,000 feet and on cruise control. The pilot was telling them to take their seatbelts off. Everything, the food was coming down the aisle. Everything was fine. And the ex called,
Texted. not called.
texted, and Genius over here said, "Oh, that's my ex," instead of just saying, "Oh, that's a friend of mine I've known for 3 years."
Oh, hold on.
Very
You're-
cool gal.
You're skipping a part of this too.
Well, what part of it?
She already knew about this. 'Cause
She
I-
knew who she was?
Well, not that by name, but
Okay,
she
then.
knew about the situation.
Okay, then. But you can still, she didn't know who it was. You could have just still said,
No, I know.
just a friend, known
No,
each other for
that's
3
where I
years.
concede you're
Very
probably
cool.
right. Had I just lied, even though I should.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
Shouldn't
That
do
is not volunteering information. That's not, is she not your friend for 3 years?
She was.
Then that's an absolute truth. Would you not have passed the polygraph test if somebody had asked, "Who is that?" and you answered, "She's my friend. I've known her for 3 years."
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, then. So that's not a lie.
But again, it's been
Stop
more
beating
than-
yourself up. That's just no. Y'all chime in, please. 842-5376 or in the chat room. The chat room's up. Is that a lie to not volunteer something? Now, again, before you chime in, y'all, I told him if she asked, "Did you date her?" then you have to say, "Well, yeah, for a
Yeah.
short period,
Yeah,
but
that's
we've been
something.
broken up for 3 years. I've never seen her. We're just good friends." Okay, continue.
But see, this is where that is exactly where it would have blown up eventually, I feel. But regardless, it doesn't matter. I took the steps forward to separate myself from the situation to, do the right thing for the new girl.
Yeah.
It still blew up in my face, apparently. 'cause-
Well, then she's not the one. That's all. And I was going to say that even before you said that, because you said if you had told her that she's just an ex and we've known each other for 3 years, she still would have gotten upset. Then she's not the girl. If she's upset, and again, I'm the last one to give advice. I know that, but chime in, y'all. I need your support because he ain't gonna believe me. Why would he? I'd call him stupid if he listened to me. But if she's upset about someone you dated 3 years ago, as Tom Hanks said in That Thing You Do, you run off the stage. Run. I'm just saying, that's bells and whistles to me, Jack. Mad about a girl 3. What, does she think you're a virgin? You ain't never dated in your life? How far back is she going to punish you? She's going to say, "Who else did you date?" I mean, what? Come on. Are people chiming in? Are you reading, people? Chris is reading
I am
intently.
reading, actually, yes.
Intently.
I'm just
Read it out loud.
I mean, we got 2 trolls in there, so might as well.
People are bagging on you?
Of course.
Oh, that ain't right. What are they saying?
I don't know. Just, of course, same thing I would always expect. Oh, no ex now, no girl either. So, yeah, I lose both. Thanks, man. Good. Cool. Hope you feel good about yourself. Not that I'm feeling great about this right now.
Do you guys understand Chris is about to cry? Do you understand that? I mean, okay, he's on the phone. I'm serious. He's about to cry. That's why I started the show like this, because when I walked in, he's like, "I haven't even got the audio, and I'm just not having a good day." He's literally about to cry, y'all. So I'm serious. He can't hear me. He's on the phone. But give him a break. All right, here we go. Who is that? Is that your mom?
No, it's Michael Anthony trying to cheer me up.
Oh, Michael Anthony.
Hey, at least he has got a good heart.
Yes, he does. He really does. He's very well intended. He's a pain in the ass, but he's very well intended. Well, what else are they saying?
Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. You can read it during the thing. I don't want to give attention to the person that we both know has just been.
Who is it?
It's that John guy that we both talked about. So
The Flacco guy that's in here? Yeah, he ain't right. Ignore him. Is there any way we can exclude people?
I mean, I'm sure there is. I just have to look into it.
Yeah,
Regardless, not really that we should, because I mean, it should be
You're
a
right.
inclusive thing.
You're right. I ignore them, but yeah, you're right. We shouldn't. We should not. What's the word I'm looking for? Exclude, but there's a better word, but that's okay. All right. Well, I hope you feel better, dude.
Oh, I'm fine.
And
Like, don't get me wrong,
there's,
I'll get over
you know,
it. I'm just
Best advice I ever got my freshman year, Mark Flores, biggest playboy I know, pretty boy, Cuban, black guy, wavy hair, olive skin. He looked Greek, and every girl, I never saw him miss. And the best advice he ever gave me, Chris, was, what do you have to do to get in the Hall of Fame in Major League Baseball?
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10, which means you're going to fail 7 times and you're a Hall of Famer. 7 times out of 10, you're going to fail and you would be in the Hall of Fame. You wouldn't be an average Max Muncy. You would be in the Hall of Fame. There's another bus coming down the street any minute. Just saying. All right. He's about to cry. Tell you about to cry.
I am not about to cry. I'm not that far. Annoyed, absolutely. But
All right. Let's put it behind us and do a radio show, shall we? Coming up, Pentagon watchdog group found evidence that the soon-to-be former Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth signal account preview of the Yemen bombing was derived from classified email, no matter what Hegseth says. And now, as I have preached since I first got on the radio 21 years ago, it's never the error you make, it's how you handle it. And now, Hegseth is not only incompetent, but he's dishonest as the day is long. And at some point, y'all are going to have to get on this bandwagon with me. Did you really think, honestly, that a guy who left Fox News as a weekend commentator was ready to handle the Pentagon? I mean, just think about that. It makes no sense. And he'll be gone soon. While his stock is plummeting, Papajenko Tulsi Gabbard is on the rise, if you can believe that. Not for long when this whole bombing thing passes over. We'll get into it. One of the Biden people are talking. Ron Klain, chief of staff for Joe Biden, went before Congress and did not take the Fifth Amendment, plead the Fifth. Will we have that audio?
I'm working on it. That's not the only thing.
We may hear from James Comey, chairman of the House Oversight Committee, on Klain's testimony, and they get into the Ambien question as well, which I told you was going to be a bombshell. We'll get into that. It is a Thursday, so Mike Turnbull will be here at 4 o'clock. Daniel Petrie, our money man, will talk Social Security at 4:30. Coming up in the 5, Todd Blanche, the second in command at the Department of Justice, did something uncharacteristic for a guy in his position. He went to prison to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. We'll unravel that. And the Dodgers, about 45 minutes, first pitch at historic Fenway, as they come off a 2 out of 3 win from the Minnesota Twins. We'll get into that. And we've had some unfortunate deaths. Not only did Hulk Hogan pass away, but I am just learning that Joe Campbell, the patriarch of the Campbell family, passed away recently. I've always talked about how lucky I am, how blessed I have been in the 30 years that I've lived here, and the families that have been so incredibly nice to me. The Valprados, Cassie Biddle's family, the Zucchini family, the Arie family, the Leary family. Well, the Campbell family are one of those as well. Joe Campbell was extremely kind to me. He would come up to me at Garces game and tell me what a great job I'm doing on Garces football and my regular show. I don't see him much, but I consider Jack Campbell, his son, a pretty good friend. And Jeff operates Double Eagle Golf, where my good friend and almost little brother, Paul Guerra, is a big muckety muck. And they're just a great, great family. And Joe Campbell was a great man. And as I like to say, one of those men in our community. It makes a big difference. Quick time out. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day.
I didn't realize the Campbell family was in Double Eagle.
Jeff.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Anyways, come here real quick too, because I need you when you get your thing.
We have got obviously state-of-the-art news, traffic, and weather, as one would expect. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
First First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180. KERN.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries here in Kern County. If you are eligible for Medicare and looking for a doctor who listens and cares about you with minimal wait times and prompt referral authorizations, it's time you learned about QualCare IP.
He was in the hallways.
QualCare
He was
IP
just standing up
contracts with most
interviewing. He was
Medicare
talking
Advantage
about
health plans and provides you with access to a large network of outstanding doctors and quality hospitals right here in Kern County. Medicare Advantage health plans go beyond original Medicare.
The answer is though he's
coverage,
looking to the other way. That ain't it. He's looking to
Call us today.
the right. Yeah.
554-4544. Let us help you understand your healthcare option for 2025. Call today. 661-554-4544. That's 661-554-4544.
What up? What up? What up?
The information you need and the coverage you
Still ain't
deserve.
walking, but I
Accommodation
see golf club.
persons with special needs at meetings. Call 661-554-4544. TTY 711.
Hungry for the best deli in Bakersfield? Well then, Caesar's Deli has you covered. Come sink your teeth into the famous Caesar's sandwich, crafted with care and loaded with premium meats and cheeses. And if you're a charcuterie board master, then you need to check out Caesar's Deli's Deli Counter. It's stocked with a wide selection of Italian meats and cheeses sliced perfectly for any board. And don't forget about their assortment of olives to make it even more delightful. In a hurry for dinner ideas? Grab one of their pre-made pasta dishes, like lasagna or raviolis. Just pick them up, pop them in the oven, and enjoy homemade goodness in minutes. Whether you're planning a party and need a meat and cheese platter, or having an event and need delicious food and some scrumptious dessert catered, Caesar's Deli has options to make your event unforgettable. Yes, Caesar's Deli has you covered. Located on the corner of Brimhall and Callaway next to the beautiful water fountain, Caesar's Deli, serving happy customers since 1971.
Every day, Dave spends $5 on
one ultra latte with a caramel drizzle.
but less than $1 a day. He could protect his family with a $500,000 life insurance policy.
It
from
starts
Select.
obviously the
And
Hunter
for about the
Biden.
same $15
The guy starts with, and then the second one is the guy starts with a question. If the president,
But when his wife asked him,
and then he answers.
into life insurance yet.
You can't find that? Well, anything good. I don't care.
if only Dave knew that SelectQuote could find him a policy for up to 50% less than he's found online. That's about the same amount as one of his streaming subscriptions. SelectQuote is a broker. They know which carrier has the right policy for Dave's situation. So he'll have money
All right.
over for
A karaoke
Finally, I'm
machine
situated.
with auto-tune.
I'm canceling your credit card.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get your free quote now at selectquote.com or call 800-341-6060. That's 800-341-6060. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to The Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Bright, bright, sunshine in the day. Bright, sunshine in the day. I think I realized why I'm so attracted to Heather Langanelli.
Should I ask why?
Yes, you're the spearhead McMahon, of course. I was waiting on you. She always is trying to feed me and pour me drinks whenever I'm around her.
You know that
I
is the quickest
love
way to
that.
a man's heart.
I told you my very first girlfriend, Rhonda Killens. I met her. We hung out the first day I met her, and we hung out again. We had lunch in the cafeteria, and then the third time I did at a drop by at her dorm, and we're sitting there talking, and she keeps getting up, and I'm like, I was too shy to ask, "What the hell are you doing?" And all of a sudden, she comes out. They had her and Tracy Bransford shared like a pantry. I'm telling you, Spelman College is like the Taj Mahal and Morehouse. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's different, but Morehouse is a dump compared to Spelman College because the Rockefellers and a lot of celebrities, Cosby, Oprah, pour money into Spelman College. The AUC, the Atlanta University Center, is in the ghetto. I mean, ghetto. You walk on a Spelman College campus, you would think you're at Princeton. You really would. It's amazing. And third time I did a drop by at her dorm, and she came and we're talking. I've been there about a half an hour, and she keeps getting up and going in the pantry. I'm like, what is she doing? and she comes out with this little saucer and a ham and cheese sandwich. And when you're like a freshman and sophomore, other than your grades and chasing girls, the main priority is to get fed. Because the cafeteria sucks. And I was instantly attracted. And that's what it is with Heather. I hung out with her and Romeo Abdullah and Vanessa, who does the guitar at Casey's Steakhouse. We went to, I don't know if I should be telling this, but we went to a restaurant after it was closed, and Romeo made this omelet. We hung out, we were drinking champagne. God, it was one of the funnest times I've had. You're right. That's the old cliche. Why do cliches become cliches? The best way to a man is through his stomach. Isn't that the old cliche? Didn't somebody just text me? Oh, yeah, they did. Mike Pig Dog Parent. No Dodger game today. Oh, it's tomorrow at Fenway. And Sheehan is going for us. Good Google movie. You know we're in trouble when I don't even know. I know who he is. Isn't he the blonde kid? But I really don't even know our staff. I couldn't name our starters beyond Tyler and Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
I got Shohei. You got to count him, even though he's not a full timer.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider him a starter. Not really, because in the fourth inning, a starter has to come in. So I don't really call him a starter. But this is a huge story that's coming out of the Washington Post that they have evidence now that despite what Pete Hegseth has told in so many lies, that the Signal account on the paperwork, it said secret/no foreign. And I don't know what no foreign means, but secret is a pretty good tell that it was classified. And why? I guess just pride or just stupid politics. You know, again, I always allude to 1961. 1961. I believe on a promise made to the mafia who helped John Fitzgerald Kennedy get elected. The mafia's main concern in 1961 was to get back into Cuba. They had just been kicked out. They had finally found a country that would play ball with them, as is depicted in Godfather 2 with Hyman Roth and Al Pacino, or Mike Corleone, about to make a deal to run a bunch of hotels and casinos in Cuba. And what happens in 1959? Batista is overturned by Fidel Castro. And Castro is a communist, so he kicks them all out. And a deal is made between Joe Kennedy, the patriarch of the Kennedy family, and Sam Giancana, who was the head mob in Chicago, to help Kennedy get elected. And the payback is you get us back into Cuba. And that's why the very first foreign policy effort by the Kennedy administration was called the Bay of Pigs. It was a half-ass effort to get back into Cuba where Kennedy could keep his fingerprints off it. No Americans would die, but Cuban exiles who hated Castro would go in and take over the Cuban government. And these guerrillas just overtook the government in Cuba. And how Kennedy and his people thought that these 1,500 exiles were going to go in and overturn Fidel Castro. This is about the dumbest thing in the world. Just one of the absolute dumbest things in the world. But what came out of that was a precedent that nobody seems to follow. Kennedy went before the national press when television was just getting into its infancy, really, just beginning off the ground, and said it was my fault. It was my screw up. Nobody else's, not the Joint Chiefs, not my Secretary of State, not the Secretary of Defense, but John Fitzgerald Kennedy's. It was my plan. It was my deal. I'm the President of the United States. I'm the Commander-in-Chief. It was my fault. And what happened after that? His numbers went up. His approval rating went up following the greatest, up to 1961, the greatest political disaster in the 20th century. And yet nobody has followed suit. Very few politicians have figured it out that Americans understand that people screw up. And all Pete Hegseth had to say is, I screwed up. I'm new on this job. It was bigger than I imagined. But I promise you, this will never happen again. I am on
I am on the edge of my seat paying attention to these things now. And it'll never happen again. Mea culpa. I apologize. Let me get back to work. And the story ends, maybe a 3-day run, and it's over. But no, not Pete, not your guy, not the guy that I told you was completely over his head. Going from Fox News weekend guy to running the Pentagon. And now it's a gargantuan story, and the media, the Washington Post, has him like this. Got him cold. And they'll deny and they'll say it's fake news, and probably a quarter of you, maybe even half of you, maybe even all of you will buy it and say, oh, Ralph, you're just an old liberal Democrat that wants to see this administration go down. No, I am a Republican that wants to see this administration do well, but it can't with this clown show of a cabinet and people that won't realize and can't read the room and understand that mistakes will be made. But transparency, particularly now in American history in this era, is absolutely necessary. What are all the stories right now? All the stories that are making news in the 2025 year are all about running down transparency. Quick time out. We head into the back half of the hour. We'll talk about Biden's chief of staff testifying and not pleading the fifth. Woo! It's hot in here.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Tech companies selling AI to the federal government now face a new challenge, proving their chatbots aren't woke. President Trump's plan to counter China's AI dominance includes an executive order to prevent woke AI in the federal government. Major AI providers like Google and Microsoft have not commented on the directive. The Justice Department's number 2 official has met with Ghislaine Maxwell,
and then it follows.
girlfriend of financier and
Yeah.
convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The meeting between Maxwell and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche is part of a Justice Department effort to cast itself as transparent, following backlash from parts of President Trump's base over an earlier refusal to release additional Epstein records. More details at srnnews.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. Governor Gavin Newsom has proposed a bill that would streamline permitting for new oil wells. Environmental groups are concerned. The bill would establish plug-to-drill permitting, where 2 wells would have to be plugged and abandoned before a new one is drilled. Drillers would also not to meet approval from CalGEM as long as certain conditions are met. A man out on parole is arrested by Kern County probation officers. 28-year-old Anthony Cardona was arrested Monday on suspicion of possession of a firearm.
Man, that's good right there. Do that. Go back.
Armed
Go back
possession
to
of
the
a
beginning of
controlled
that. That's pretty
substance,
good.
resisting arrest, and while under a parolee at large warrant. Officers did a residence check where they found a gun, ammunition, as well as suspected meth and drug paraphernalia. I'm
Okay.
Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good
Ba
Samaritan
ba ba ba
Hospital,
ba
they
ba
provide
ba
high-quality
ba
medical
ba
detox,
ba
psychiatric
ba
services, and
ba
medical
ba
and
ba.
surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Kern Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
Too hot for golf? Swing into action at Paso Robles Golf Club, just ranked among California's top 25 best public golf courses. Paso boasts the best conditioned fairways, a stocked golf shop, and a cool state-of-the-art fitting studio. After your round, head to Deeds Bar and Grill, the ultimate sports bar at any golf course. Open daily with a full bar, 18 big screens, and spacious veranda seating. Great course, great food, great drinks, and great staff. Paso Robles Golf Club. There's No place like it. PasoRoblesGolfClub.com, 1600 Country Club Drive, Paso Robles.
It's the JR Show.
So Assemblywoman Dr. Jasmeet Bains decides she's going to run for Congress, which means her seat is open. And wouldn't you know it, Mr. Never saw a seat I didn't like except for the one I'm sitting in, City Councilman Andre Gonzalez, before the seat even gets old, decides he wants to run too. Well, if this is our way of getting Andre Gonzalez off the city council, I say good riddance.
The JR
Hey, Siri.
Show, weekdays at 2
Send me the
p.m.
Dodger schedule.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
We really won't be able to talk about this until tomorrow, but at least there is one ethical American that worked for Joe Biden, and that's Ron Klain as chief of staff, who is the only member, his doctor, even low-level workers that were subpoenaed. Some were came in voluntarily, some were subpoenaed. And Klain, again, the former chief of staff for Joe, was the only one that did not take the Fifth Amendment. And I believe it is still going on. It's 6:32 back in Washington. But tomorrow we'll have a full report from every news agency in the Beltway on what he said. And we'll talk about that in great detail. Meantime, the chairman of the Oversight Committee was stopped during one of the breaks in the hallway. Here is James Comer, congressman from the great state of the great Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Obviously, the Hunter Biden interview with the Ambien, which is a mind-alternating drug and a controlled substance. So we obviously have questions about that.
I told you. In the history of American politics, has there been a son that has been a bigger pain in the ass, an albatross around their father's neck than this guy? I remember vaguely that Gerald Ford had college-age kids, and the media made a big deal because one of them got caught smoking weed. And, you know, what? Ford was president August of 74. Yeah, I was 12 years old when Nixon resigned. It was like 6 days after my birthday. I think it was August 9th, 1974. And so what? So he served for like a year and a half, 2 years, and his kids were in college and they were smoking weed. And it was a huge, huge deal. And now you've got this POS who has just been just an absolute nightmare for the family. And, you know, is there anybody that can hear my voice that really doesn't think that that cocaine left in the White House belonged to crack addict? Never had any person leave cocaine in the White House until the son of the president is a crack addict, and all of a sudden, cocaine is popping up in the White House, and people are like scratching their heads. Who possibly could have left this? Come on. And now he's opened up an entire new avenue by getting on television and saying that the reason his dad did so poorly in the infamous debate was because he was on Ambien. I mean, this guy's, please stand by. Hey, Siri, how old is Hunter Biden? He's 55 years old, and he's not smart enough to realize that the president of the United States has to release his medical information, meaning he has to chronicle everything that is prescribed to him, and nowhere on that list, even if it's over the counter, you've got to detail to the American people what you're taking. And it'd be nice to know that our president is essentially incapacitated for a couple of hours and off his feet, off his limbs, basically. So now Biden, Hunter, POS, Albatross is trying to walk it back. And he came out this morning and said, well, I didn't mean that he took it the night before the debate. I just said that he had taken it. Come on, bro. No, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. You said they had him on Ambien, and then he was in. Do we have that bite from Hunter? You said that he took Ambien and he went to the debate and he looked like a deer in headlights. Now, if that's not a direct correlation, I don't know what is. And the one thing that Hunter forgets is that his dad had been home from Europe for 10 days and had spent 5 days at Camp David for getting ready. And the Wall Street Journal is reporting that during that 5 days, there were several periods during the practice where they'd be 20 minutes in and Biden would say, I'm too tired. I can't do this anymore.
You remember if it was during his Clooney blow up?
Yes.
Okay, then yes, we do.
Yes. Let's hear it. This is from earlier this week, the podcast, or maybe late last week. Here's Big Dummy.
I don't have to be nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. George Clooney is not a actor. He is a I don't know what he is. You. What do you have to do with anything? Why do I have to listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the New York Times to undermine the president at a time in which, by the way, what do people care about the most? Why do you think that the Republicans have an advantage over us? Because they're unified. They will go along with anything. I wasn't asking anybody to go along with anything. I was asking people to go along with this. The most successful administration in my lifetime.
Listen to Hunter. I wasn't asking people to do this. I was asking them. He thinks he was part of the administration. I told you he was going to the Situation Room. A crack addict who walked out on his baby mama and his 2-year-old, well, now she's 6 years old, child, was sitting amongst the Joint Chiefs of Staff in the Situation Room with the vice president. You imagine if you're Kamala Harris and you're sitting next to Hunter Biden, you're like, the hell is he doing here? I'm telling you. And this is when you all will finally say that Bailey is a genius. This stupid SOB is going to try to run for president. It won't last long. Don't get me wrong. He probably won't make it to Des Moines. Oh, wait, they've moved it from Des Moines because Joe couldn't win in Iowa. He won't make it to South Carolina. He'll throw it out there. He'll raise some money. He'll put together a staff. 2 or 3 polls will come out. He'll poll at 3, 5, 4%, and he'll finally walk away. Jill will grab him like Sandman Sims at the Apollo with a hook and drag his sorry ass finally off of our national stage. Hunter, don't you get it? Just go away. Any legacy your father ever dreamed he might have, you are absolutely destroying. He was on Ambien. Oh my God. Can you imagine if you're Joe and you're sitting and you're listening? Why is he cursing so much, Jill? Okay, he trashed Clooney. That was a good one. That was good. Go after him, son. Just stop cursing so much. I was on Ambien. Jill, did he just tell him I was on Ambien? Oh my, he told him I was on Ambien. Oh my God, there's a whole new story. Oh God, let's go to the cellar. Let's go hide. Good God, we'll go hide where we kept the classified documents. Good googly moogly. God, the Fernando Jara of the Biden family. The Zach Scrivener of the Biden family. Fredo. I just don't understand it. I really, really don't. Well, we're going to get to the bottom of this because the bottom line is, as James Comer admitted, now it becomes a question of, because the question of whether he was capable of running the country has been answered. The answer is no. That's why nobody but Ron Klain will testify. because Kevin O'Connor knows that the minute he starts talking and telling the truth, boom, boom, boom. And the Oversight Committee is about to get the complete transcripts from Robert Hur's interview with the president when he said, I can't even take this guy to trial because he was an old man with a bad memory. And every Democrat in North America came out of the woodwork like roaches, insisting that it was political. He was just saying this to run down Joe Biden, when in fact, Robert Hur was Joe Biden's best friend. Because if Robert Hur had been categorically truthful, he would have said, this guy shouldn't be running the country. I'm shocked that they give this guy the nuclear football. Here's more from Oversight Committee Chairman James Comey.
We've also asked questions. It's unfortunate that Dr. O'Connor pled the fifth, because that would certainly be something that we would want to know with respect to the doctor. We've played some clips from the Hur interview. Obviously, Robert Hur was probably the first person that brought to the nation's attention that the American people, there's evidence everywhere that would suggest that Joe Biden wasn't aware of what was going on around him. We're certainly trying to peel it back and determine who actually was making the decisions in the White House, because obviously we don't believe that President Biden was aware of what that auto pen was being used for.
That's now the investigation. It's no longer whether or not he was capable of being president. That question has been categorically answered. Absolutely not. So then, if we know that for a fact, then who was running the country? And what was signed with the auto pen? And what did Joe Biden know? Does anybody really think that he's aware of all the 1,500 pardons he gave, including a 10-year get out of jail free card to his son that goes all the way back 10 years? Why would you need to do that? It is, I think, one of the biggest, they're talking about this Obama thing. This is one of the biggest conspiracies, lies. We're going to hear more from Karine Jean-Pierre, because now she is a pariah in the Democratic Party. And I got a feeling that she is going to sing like a canary. She's an alleged independent. I don't see her coming over to our team. A lesbian from Haiti, and no, I don't see her coming over to our team. But she's going to get her revenge, because now people within the Biden administration are saying what I said during her whole tenure. And loyal listeners know I said it, but she was the single worst press secretary in the history of the United States. There's never been anybody worse. She's worse than Sean Spicer, and he was pretty bad. But there was nobody worse than Karine Jean-Pierre. But she's been outcast by the Democratic Party, so she'll sing soon. And tomorrow, like I said, we'll hear what Biden's chief of staff is going to say. This is going to get interesting. And Comer's not letting this thing go. Just not. It's not going to do it. Got to step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. It's a Thursday, so Mike Turnipseed will be in here at the top of the hour. Daniel Petrie at 4:30. Coming up in the 5, Todd Blanche, former Donald Trump personal attorney, and now second in command at the Department of Justice, went to prison today. He went down to Florida to visit Ghislaine Maxwell. We'll hear what comes out of that. That's another story we'll probably have to chew on tomorrow. And the Dodgers and Mookie Betts head to Boston, taking on the Red Sox in a 3-game series beginning tomorrow at 4:10. And there's more trouble in the WNBA. Good googly moogly. And the U.S. Open in tennis is right around the corner. as we get through August. And again, and I'm going to be redundant about this, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Campbell family after the passing of the patriarch, Joe Campbell. And of course, everybody knows by now, my phone was blowing up, Hulk Hogan died at the age of 71. Very young man. Quick timeout. Come right back. It's TRBS on a Thursday, right here on Newstalk 96.1 AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KE.
I got Epstein.
Sweet.
Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, we'll have a nice young lady on from the Armed Forces Support Foundation at Bakersfield College and the Veteran Resource Center. We have got, obviously, state-of-the-art news, traffic, and weather, as one would expect.
Also, did you hear that Chuck Mangione died?
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to play Feels So Good when we come back, but I just want to let you know before we get in there.
Well, that screws up my dying in threes.
Well, actually, it's funny because technically I think it's up to like 5 now, so...
Who's the fifth?
So I was trying to remember because Greg reminded me it was Huxtable, Ozzy, Hulk, Mangione.
Excuse me.
There was somebody else that Kyle had highlighted had died like a day before Huxtable did. or
Yeah.
something like that. So I'd be going in 6s now.
I've never had to say, excuse me, when I burp in an empty room.
Huh?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said, I've never had to say, excuse me, for burping in an empty room.
Fair. I mean,
But these nitwits are listening to my every syllable.
All the happiness at Luigi's. Go to our social media at Shop Luigi's on Facebook or Luigi's Bakersfield on Instagram.
Luigi's Restaurant.
by the way, Houchin cannot join us on Friday.
Good, we don't need him. I'm not going to prison.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to give you a heads up that Shane wasn't going to be able to.
Yeah, that's good. I got 3:30 and 4. That's good.
Dollars of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month.
Didn't you say you had a 432?
Shoot, you're right. And I still can't remember who it is. You're right.
Diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-1509. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-1509 or biglou.com.
King Door Company continues to set the standard in the garage door industry, and I'm here to tell you a few of the reasons why. First off, King Door carries Clopay garage panels and LiftMaster openers, so you're guaranteed quality and reliability well beyond the reach of most garage door companies, and it just gets better from there. King Door has a fleet of fully stocked service trucks with all the parts and tools to handle any job quickly and efficiently, and those trucks are manned by the most knowledgeable technicians anywhere. They have all the technical expertise imaginable and the most up-to-the-minute training available. In fact, King Door is so committed to training that they have the King Door Academy, a full-size, state-of-the-art classroom right on the premises with all the latest teaching aids, including working garage doors to simulate any installation, repair, or technique. Your garage door is a very important part of the safety, security, and look of your home, so don't trust it to anyone but King Door Company. Call them today at 397-2744. Stop by the showroom at 7450 District Boulevard or check them out online at kingdoor.com. King Door Company, your company with the pride of a lion.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Hey, congratulations to a dear friend, Robbie Pratt, and his fiancee, April. They're getting married at the end of next month. You can finally drag out my tuxedo. Paid a lot of money for that damn tuxedo. I've only worn it like 3 times.
The one you bought at AJ's, right?
Uh-huh. Got blown off at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce dinner. Did I tell you I saw her a couple months ago?
Oh, you did not.
I was coming out the gate, and they were stacked up on E Street. And so it was like 3 cars at the corner because it's really tough to get across 23rd Street. That's one of the most dangerous corners in Kern County. It really is. 23rd and E. I talk about this a lot, so you'll pay attention. If you're leaving Casey Steakhouse and you're coming down E Street and you're trying to get across 23rd Street, be ridiculously careful because what'll happen is the light on H will go red. All right. The 2 first lanes, the farther left lanes, see people at the intersection. And some know the law, some don't. And those that know the law don't block the intersection. They'll stop and you can cross. And what will happen is the 3rd and the 4th lane do not see the person crossing. And if the person doesn't get in the middle of the intersection and peek down the 3rd and 4th lanes before they cross, they get T-boned at about 45, 50 miles an hour. I can see it from my bedroom. I've seen at least, what are we in July? I've seen at least 6, 7, 8 accidents this year alone. So be incredibly, incredibly careful. Now, where the hell was I going with that story? No idea what I was talking about.
Robbie Pratt getting married. I'm not sure.
Oh, running into
Oh, that's right.
horrible human being.
An excuse for your tuxedo.
Yeah, the girl I was dating a year ago, and she had to go into rehab, and I thought she ghosted me, and she came back, and we started going out, and then we were going to go to the Hispanic Chamber gala. She was all excited, and she blew me off 45 minutes just as I was about to get in the shower. She blew me off because she lives 2 minutes. She lives right across from Casey Steakhouse, so it's gonna, half hour, 6:15, figure out. So she comes down the street. There are 3 cars backed up, so she's directly in front of my complex as I'm coming out the gate. And she turns, and our eyes meet. And I just kind of stared at her, and she quickly turned her head and like damn near got in the back seat of the car in front of her. She was so uncomfortable. I should have pounded on her window. I need $50. I paid for your damn ticket. I didn't pay for a ticket. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got on the board?
Ralph, did you hear that Kenneth Washington, who replaced Ivan Dixon and was the last surviving main character on Hogan's Heroes, died as well?
I did not know him by name, but I've seen him in those episodes. And Ivan Dixon was a great actor. Whenever I think of Ivan Dixon, I don't think of Hogan's Heroes. I think of Car Wash. Working at the car washer. Come on, y'all, and sing it for me. Car wash. Woo, woo, woo. Car washer. So you know what I want to hear next break, quite obviously. That's what I think of. Great picture. Car Wash with Richard Pryor, who plays a Reverend Ike-like preacher. You got to be old to remember Reverend Ike. What else you got?
Ralph, there's no Dodger. Oh, you already know that there's no Dodger game
Yeah,
tonight.
it's tomorrow night at 4:10. My bad. Go ahead.
How do I change my name in the chat using husband's iPad and it shows his name? I'm not sure on that one either. I believe they're talking about the YouTube chat.
Yes, and you're asking me? I'm the last
you
one.
would have to actually make your own account and probably go subs, which would actually help the numbers anyway.
Yes, it would. Yes, that's exactly what you do. Good advice, Chris. Subscribe on your damn self. Get off your husband's account. Good advice. We're over 200. We're going to hit the 4-digit mark by beginning of football season. When football season begins, we will have 1,000 subscribers. You know why? You know why I believe that? Because our Honor Flight fundraiser is coming up in September. And I think a lot of Honor Flight people are going to subscribe because we're going to have a lot of veterans in here. We're going full bore this year. I'm going to have veterans come in here about 2 or 3 weeks before our annual fundraiser. This will be our 9th annual, I do believe, where we have now exceeded $300,000 in those 8 years for Honor Flight. We raised $53,000 2 years ago and was able to foot the entire bill for the Native American flight. The entire bill, you all raised that money and sent those men and women back to Washington. And our annual event is coming up in September. And I think a lot of folks are going to subscribe because we're going to have a lot of veterans,
a lot of the Honor Flight folk in here, Lily Marsh, obviously, and a lot of her, I call them guardian angels. They're called guardians because they chaperone the veterans when we get back to DC, but I call them guardian angels because they are just remarkable people. People like Charlie Wilmot, Jeff Salters, and Linda Bowden, Jackie Sullivan's daughter, and just Marianne and Deanna. I shouldn't even begin to start naming names because it's way too many. But that's why I think we're going to go for 1,000 subscribers by beginning of football season, because everybody's going to be interested in what is going on with Honor Flight as they get ready for the October flight. One more, and let's get into the 4.
You happy now, Ralph? You wanted 3 celebrities dead, and now you got them.
Well, apparently I got 5, because as you're going to hear when we play Chuck Mangione in the next break, Chuck Mangione passed away, the great musician. Kim Whitaker, another Honor Flight guardian angel, our photographer. Let's see what she's talking about. Speaking of Honor Flight veterans, could the station please archive the shows? The Honor Flight shows? Yes, we could do that. We'll probably post them when we get started. We'll get started at right around the beginning of September. We haven't even set a date for the fundraiser. I'm assuming it'll be late September. So late August, we'll start pumping it up strong because we want to raise a lot of money this year. But again, congratulations to Robbie Patton, April, and I will definitely be there August 30th. Quick timeout. Mike Turnipseed is next. Is he coming in?
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
19th. His family says he got swept away by the current near Black Gulch south of Lake Isabella on July 12th. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think? This is the army where you shoot them a mile away?
Dude, what did I do? Chris.
You blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
Oh, nothing. None.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call
can't
or
chat.
text to
I don't know what I did.
661-842 KERN. That's 661.
I did something. I hit something and it jumped up. And,
Listen live
all
at
right.
KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Thursday, 24th day of July. Our money man, Daniel Petrie, joins us at the bottom of the hour. We're talking about Social Security once again. Coming up at 5, Todd Blanche, second in command at the Department of Justice, went to prison today. Went down to Florida to talk with Ghislaine Maxwell. I just, as we'll talk about in the 5, understand what's going on. This whole Epstein thing just throws me for a loop. This woman is a pedophile. She is a pimp. She is a sex trafficker doing a 20-year stint. She would say she was Jesus Christ Almighty if it got her out of prison. She perjured herself in her trial. They didn't charge her, but she absolutely lied in court. So what kind of testimony can she possibly, what kind of credible testimony could she possibly give? I really don't even understand how this, I mean, I guess it's all just kind of a smokescreen going before a judge to try to get the grand jury stuff released so that they knew the judge wasn't going to release grand jury testimony. They knew that. So maybe it's all just a smokescreen, Blanche going down there. Because everybody, I don't know anything about federal law and U.S. attorneys, but everybody is saying, or the Department of Justice for that matter, and everybody's saying it's bizarre for a second in command to go down and interview a potential witness, and particularly someone in prison. You would let that be the responsibility of one of the line attorneys. And you know who the line attorney would have been that would have gone down to Florida and testified? Maureen Comey, James Comey's daughter, who they unceremoniously and I think viciously and out of complete and total revenge fired. Remember, Maureen Comey was the woman that convicted Sean Combs. She, in fact, convicted Ghislaine Maxwell. So who better to go down to Florida and talk to the woman? But she was whacked unjustifiably. We really are going to the phones. Wow. All right. Via the telephone, again, is Mike Turnipseed. Mike, it's not funny. It really isn't. At some point, you're going to have to make a decision whether you want to do this or not. We're now doing, let me finish.
We take vacations and we do things with grandkids and things. And when there's no other business in town, I try to sneak away so I can get to see my grandkids when they're over at the beach, and things happen, Ralph. And you know what? Summer's almost over. Vacations are over, and I'll get back to being in Bakersfield 5 days a week and doing all the stuff and being able to come over and kiss your ring directly.
So now you make me look like you dropped the grandfather card and make me look like a jerk. Nice.
Well, you know that there has to be a good reason for me not to be there, Ralph.
But it's like 4 out of the last 7 shows you haven't been here.
Well,
I'm keeping score. I'm keeping score.
We're older now, Ralph, and this summer we spent a lot of time at the beach. And
see, I can't.
Kids, and we're getting old, and you know.
All right.
Getting old, Ralph. I'm not going to be around forever to see my grandkids.
Oh, would you stop? You're not going anywhere. Where are you, in Sacramento?
No, we're over in Cayucas at the beach where it's nice.
Yeah.
So, you know, kids playing on the beach and everything, and it's just they're 8, 6, and 3 now, and it's just getting spend time with grandkids. But the summer's going to be over next month. July is a pretty dead month in Bakersfield anyway, as you know. Half the town's over at the beach.
True that.
And so if you don't escape in the summertime, why do you want to come over here in the winter?
Very true.
Very true. So you got to take care of it when you can.
You have property?
It's actually been a very relatively dull, slow month for me as far as meetings and stuff. So I tried to get away every day that I could to play with the grandkids.
You have
I'll be back in town next Monday, and I got meetings lined up all week catching up. And 4 o'clock's got triple X's all around me. That's it. I'll be at your show. Don't worry.
You have property in Cayucas?
No.
Where you just got a Airbnb?
Yeah, we rented a house.
Nice. Nice.
Well, get away.
All right. Now that you made me look like a black-hearted jerk, what do you want to talk about?
Well, what have you been talking about? I heard you talk about the Epstein thing that's just kind of old news.
Crazy.
Keeps resurrecting itself.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't even understand it. I really don't. I don't know what's going on.
You know why? It's like people that watch soap operas and people that watch all these shows on TV that I don't. Is everybody wants the gotcha on somebody. And evidently, Epstein's list includes presidents of the United States.
That was a big story out of the big story out of the Wall Street Journal.
It's going to be the who's who of gotcha.
Have you heard the Epstein interview that they dug up?
I know I have not. I don't really watch any of that because I just think it's all disgusting.
Well, that's why you should listen to the Ralph Bailey Show. Here is, I don't know, I forgot to look at the date on this. Obviously, it was before 2019 when he was finally really put into jail. But here is Jeffrey Epstein. Check this out.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment right, sir.
See, every time I begin to think there's nothing there, something like, it's like Hogshead, something else pops up. Like, why would he take the 5th when asked, have you ever, matriculated with this guy with kids? And he takes the 5th. Now, that doesn't obviously point a finger at the president, but it points a finger at the president. You know what I'm saying?
It's the succinct thing you've ever said, Ralph.
Well,
Yeah, and it's not just him. It's Bill Clinton. It's whoever else. There's been lots of names dropped.
Prince Andrew.
I mean, it's a who's who of world society who ran with this guy.
But does that make you a pedophile? Does that make you a pedophile?
I would say if you're in the room and kids are in the room, no. But if you're with Jeffrey Epstein, maybe one step removed. We don't actually know unless they have film, unless somebody recorded something in those days, which I don't really think they have it or it'd be out by now. Somebody would release it. But the atrocities that happened, I mean, and everybody had to know he was doing this because he was under legal trouble for a long time. You would think there's no thing about the people you associate with. I mean, do you really want to associate with somebody like that? Do you want to be seen at his birthday party? Do you want to? I wouldn't.
No, but a lot of people did. A lot of legitimate people. So you really think Trump? You have even an inclination that Trump that had sex with kids?
I don't want to think that anyone has sex with kids.
I just don't see it.
I know. Is it 50-50?
Not for me. It isn't.
I'm just saying, is it 50-50? Is it 80-20? Is it 90-10?
I think it's 80-20 that he didn't. I think there's a remote possibility, and we'll wait until all this stuff comes out because inevitably it is, whether it's 3 years from now, if a Democrat gets in, but also demands the question, why didn't Merrick Garland, if there's so much damning evidence that all these people have found, why didn't Merrick Garland go after these people? Biden's attorney general. Yellow.
There are so many people in that list that there are probably it covers everybody. This isn't a partisan issue.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got people, you've got foreign people, you've got domestic people, you've got presidents, you've got governors, you have senators. There's a lot of people on that list.
Well,
you're all waiting to see, who was the dumb, despicable SOB that plays with kids?
Well,
and how long do you think that if that does come out, that's going to control the news for not a news cycle, a week, 2 weeks?
It'll play a role. It'll play a role in the 28 election.
I think it certainly will. Anybody who voted to cover it up in the House, in the Senate, is going to be staring in the mirror because they all know. Everybody in D.C. knows what's there and what they're covering up, and now they're being told, sit down and be quiet. Don't do anything.
Alan Dershowitz swears, he literally on television lifted his hand to God and said, I know because I was accused. I've seen the files. They exist. There are names. But for some reason, and even our Judge Goldner couldn't figure out what his motivation was because I don't think he represented any of these people, but he also swears that he can't talk about it. But he swears there's something there. I mean, he's a pretty honest guy.
He didn't have clients there.
Pretty honest guy, Alan Dershowitz, wouldn't you say?
I think he's, for the last 20, 30 years, he's been one of the most significant attorneys in America.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
He has a spotless reputation.
Yep.
And I would be willing to bet he went that far because the people involved aren't around anymore. I think that this has gone back enough times that maybe the people are dead, maybe the people are, or whatever, and he's just saying, I know it's there, so you got to bring it out. It's just like the intrigue of a good mystery movie. He just added another log to the fire to keep it burning because he's not going to say something and make it up to ruin his career and reputation.
Yeah. Michael Turnipseed is our guest via the Rogers Brandon Global Telephone Network. Mike Maggart chiming in. This ought to be rich. You want to hear what Mr. Maggart has to say?
Sure. I haven't seen him since he retired.
I think you were correct when you said Epstein was a spy, and to reveal it all blows up U.S. and Israeli spy games, which they fear cannot be blown up. Thank you, Mike. Speaking of the coast, I was just about to ask you that. That has been my theory for the last week. I think he's either an Israeli or CIA spy, ghost, spook, as they like to call him. What do you think?
I think I wouldn't use those terms.
What, spy? What term?
I wouldn't say he's a spy. I would think he's a confidant.
Well, you know what I'm basing that on?
Highly respected. So I think that he has relationships with people in Israel, obviously, and he has relationships here at the highest levels in the United States.
But you know what I'm basing that on now? This isn't some Ralph Bailey, I'm going to come up with something to talk about tomorrow. This is based on Alex Acosta, the U.S. attorney in Florida, that in the initial, he was tried twice. And in the initial assessment, Acosta gave him a sweetheart. And then when Acosta was up secretary, he had to testify, and he said, quote, Epstein belongs to intelligence, end quote. That was his direct quote. And then, of course, he was forced to resign because it started to come out that he was responsible for the sweetheart deal that Epstein got. But that, I don't base it on anything I personally know. I base it on what Acosta testified. He belongs to intelligence.
I mean, I don't know, so I can just say, I can pontificate that he has relationships with all people everywhere because he's just that connected.
The former prime minister, Ehud Barak, used to come to the island. He's in those files for sure. Because we've seen the flight logs, right? Or someone has.
Well, I haven't because I don't really follow it that closely. But this is just going to be, it's a scandal that keeps growing and it's not going to go away.
Why won't the president just release all the files?
I would think because he's probably in them.
Well, we know that. The Wall Street Journal reported that. Since May, he's known that he's in there. And if you watch his answer, and I should have got the audio yesterday, but if you watch his answer that he gave right before he got on Marine One, it was like, hamina. He didn't even answer the question. They asked him, the Wall Street Journal, sir, is reporting that you've known since May that you were in the files. And he said, and they said, did Pam Bondi tell you you were in the files? And he said, well, she's gave us a report, and it was very quick, but this is all about Obama and Comey and Clapper and boop, 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 and completely sidestepped it. Brilliantly, but nevertheless, sidestepped it.
Well, I think that it's been enough papers. The Wall Street Journal quoted the Attorney General is telling him, you're in it.
And I noticed he's not suing him about this. He's suing everybody else every time they get cross with him, but he ain't suing about this.
I think he filed suit against the Journal already.
Not for this. He sued him for the cartoon and the birthday thing that he sent to Epstein.
Oh, that's okay.
And he claimed that I'm not a doodler. I never drew that. That's not mine. And that's why when I read the news story, the May 7th story that Bondi told him, I took it with a grain of salt because the Wall Street Journal, I was shocked. This is one of the most reputable papers in the world. And they had these doodles that he was supposed to have drawn. And ethically, it's almost your obligation to at least show it to the man. And they never did that. They just said, we've got these doodles and they're yours. And he was like, nope, they're not mine. I'm not a doodler. I don't do that. And of all people was on the Abby Phillips show the other night, Michael Cohen. And I just rolled my eyes and still watched. I know. But Cohen said, I was by the man's side for 10 and a half years, and I never saw him sketch or doodle. And, after 11 years and all the meetings we were in, I think I'd know if he was a doodler. I don't know if that's, pertinent testimony, especially from one of the biggest liars ever to come down the pike. But,
Everybody we talk about has been drugged through something one way or another.
Yeah.
Whether it's Cohen or Dershowitz or, there's very few people that get through an open public life that don't get drug into something.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, I'm running late. I got to fly, Grandpa. Have a wonderful time. We'll see you next week. All right, very good. Michael Turnipseed. Wow, did he turn the tables on a brother?
You folded real quick on that.
Oh, man. I was hot. And he's like, well, I'm with my grandkids. And I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Well, screw the kids and get in here. What's the matter with you? Where are your priorities? Family, get your behind in that chair. I'm such a jerk. Quick time out. We won't have a lot of time. Before our money man, Daniel Petrie, who comes via the Rogers Brandon Global Telephone Network so he can be in front of his computer. If you're asking why I bag on Turnipseed and I don't bag on Mr. Petrie, he's sitting in front of his computer giving us information. He used to come in here with his, what do you call those dogs? Service dog? Quick break, coming right back. We had a couple of text messages for Mr. Petrie. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
On the next Armstrong and Getty Show, boy, Trump got the NATO guys to come around and promised to pay up their money. Will they ever pay it?
The
10 wealthiest counties in America, what do they have in common? And a bunch of other news stories that we need to check on. How about the war in Ukraine in that 50 days? How close are we getting to the end? And will Trump stick by it? Next Armstrong and Getty Show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Hey, this is JR for Bakersfield Weight Loss. Let's talk about GLP-1s like semaglutides, those weight loss injections that seem to be all the rage these days. If you're currently using semaglutides injections but aren't seeing the results you want, or you've hit a plateau, don't worry. The team at Bakersfield Weight Loss is ready to help you speed up your results safely and effectively. Maybe you had to stop taking the injections due to side effects, or because your insurance no longer covered your treatment, or even worse, you gained the weight back. Don't give up. Go to bakersfieldweightloss.com. What you don't hear about these injections, many people are facing failed results, bad side effects, rising costs, or simply want to get off the injections. At Bakersfield Weight Loss, they offer a breakthrough natural approach to help reset your metabolism to get the weight off fast and easy and keep it off without exercising, prepackaged foods, or counting calories. They helped me do it. I lost 25 pounds and have kept the weight off. Schedule your free consultation today at bakersfieldweightloss.com or call 661-449-1150. Results may vary.
Every day, Dave spends $5 on,
One ultra latte with a caramel drizzle.
but for less than $1 a day, he could protect
And
his
Sam
family
hasn't
with a
gotten back to me. He must be in Martha's
$500,000
Vineyard.
life insurance policy
Yeah.
from Select Quote. And for about
Yeah.
the same $15 a
Yep.
month he spends on,
Honey, what's our password?
Don't blame him.
he could have a life policy
Wish I could
from
go out of
Select
town
Quote.
somewhere.
When his wife asked him,
I'm going to El Segundo.
Dave said,
Whoa, how are we going to afford life
Yeah.
insurance?
if only Dave knew that Select Quote could find him a policy for up to 50%
Yep.
less than he's found online. Then
El
same
Segundo.
with streaming subscriptions. Select Quote is a broker. They know which carrier has the right policy for Dave's situation, so he'll have money left over for
A karaoke machine with auto-tune.
I'm canceling your credit card.
Select Quote. We shop, you save.
Get your free quote now at selectquote.com or call 800-341-6060. That's 800-341-6060. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
Hey, everybody, it's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Adaptive Network. You know, it's funny or coincidental that I'm talking to you about Adaptive Network because they literally just left our studios. That's right. We've teamed up with Adaptive Network because they are the best in town when it comes to IT. And, you know, the biggest mistake companies make with their IT is not having a plan. Like I've talked about, as a radio station, when our IT goes down, you hear nothing. So we can't just wait and say, oh, well, we'll call our IT guy the very next day. We have to have a plan, disaster recovery, security policies, and compliance that all often get ignored. And they also talk about antivirus. Today's cyber threats need layered security, firewalls, endpoint protection, and monitoring. And that's why we've teamed up with Adaptive Network and why you should as well. Call them today at 241-0638. That's 241-0638. Adaptive Network, your IT partner in Bakersfield, making it simple, stable, and secure.
The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
At the car wash, talking about the car wash, car washer. Come on, y'all, and sing it with me, car wash. Come on with me, car washer. Come in, leave those cars and machines humming. Always cool. And sometimes, what, huh? Act the fool at the car wash. Great picture. Great picture. Car washer. Ivan Dixon, Bill, there are too many Bills. Bill Duke would later become a famous director. Mayroon, look up this cast for me real quick. Mayroon something. She went on, and again, I'm talking to old people, which is basically my audience. That show, remember that show in the 80s called 30 something? And it was about people like in their mid 30s and going through relationship and marriage issues.
We are talking about Rolls Royce, right? Group Rolls Royce. That's what I'm looking up for you, right?
No, the cast of Car Wash.
Oh.
Rolls Royce was the group that sang Car Wash.
Right, that's why I was asking.
All right, what was Bill Duke, Ivan Dixon? What was Mayroon? What's the girl's name?
Let's see. I got Tracy Reed.
No, but she's one of the black girls. She was she played, and Tracy Reed played in the black version of Barefoot in the Park that initially starred Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. You didn't find a Mayroon something? We'll find it after the break. Melanie Mayroon? All right, let's go.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180.
Talking about the car wash.
White lady?
Yeah, redhead.
Yeah, Melanie Mayron. It's Marsha.
Melanie Mayron, is that her name?
That's her real name, yeah.
Envoy Steve Witkoff said Thursday that mediators have made a great effort, but Hamas
Talking about the car washer.
Witkoff says
Come on,
the
y'all,
US
and
will
sing it
consider
with
alternative
me.
options to bring the hostages home and try to create a more stable environment for the people of Gaza. President Trump and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell bickered face-to-face over the cost of the Fed's renovations as the president visited the construction site. Trump claims the project cost $3.1 billion, while the Fed estimates it at $2.5 billion. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 316 points. More details
Talking about the
SMNnews.com.
car washer.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN newsroom, you're
Come on,
live
y'all,
and
and sing it
news
with
update
me.
on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. After $4 billion in federal funds for high-speed rail were taken away, lawmakers in California are asking the U.S. Department of Transportation to redirect that money into other infrastructure projects across the state. Legislators, including Darrell Issa, Vince Fong, and David Valadao, signed on to that letter to the DOT secretary. The Kern County Coroner's Office has identified the body of a man found near Hobo Campground as that of a man missing from Chino Hills, James Ashley Bowayan. Kern County deputies report the body was found in the Kern River near Hobo Campground on July 19th. His family says he got swept away by the current near Black Gulch south of Lake Isabella on July 12th. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Too hot for golf? Swing into action at Paso Robles Golf Club. Just ranked among California's top 25 best public golf courses. Paso boasts the best conditioned fairways, a stock golf shop, and a cool state-of-the-art fitting studio. After your round, head to Deeds Bar and Grill, the ultimate sports bar at any golf course. Open daily with a full bar, 18 big screens, and spacious veranda seating. Great course, great food, great drinks, and great staff. Paso Robles Golf Club. There's no place like it. PasoRoblesGolfClub.com. 1600 Country Club Drive, Paso Robles.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital, they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical and surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Kern Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
It's the JR Show.
The headline's not 10 kids found working at marijuana farm. The headline's not 10 children rescued from marijuana farm. The headline's not 10 kids with illegal immigration status rescued from marijuana farm. The headline's not investigation into child labor laws at marijuana farm. No, the headline is ICE raids farms, families devastated. Okay, keep telling that narrative.
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's a Thursday. Time to head to 21st and Oak, the offices of Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Daniel Petrie. Do you know what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow, your Dodgers are in Fenway Park.
You damn Skippy. So what's the bet?
I'm sure you'll win 2 out of 3.
No, you guys are on fire. Or no?
Well, we were before the All-Star break, but in the
Second half, y'all are taking a dump?
Yeah.
So are they. I just looked up because I don't know why. I never pay attention to the American League. I didn't know the Tigers have also taken a dump, like a dump.
You know, but it's you can play bad and still have a shot at the playoffs because there's a lot of mediocre teams.
Well, you know the old saying, everybody loses 60 games and everybody wins about 60 games. It's the other 60 that make up the pennant in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
basically.
That's true.
Yeah, pretty much. It's those finals. It's that other 60.
I mean, we might win 2 out of 3, but I think you guys are a better team. So if we do, we're lucky.
Yeah, but we're playing like a little league team.
And we're in Fenway, which
Yeah, we needed James Outman to save a grand slam to get a win in the 9th against the Twins the other night. Then we needed another 9th inning 2-out rally, which was aided by a couple of walks and Freddie Freeman to get a base hit, which really was, you couldn't call it an error because it was a tough play, but it was one of those major league plays that major leaguers make where the left fielder came in, tried to dive, and it hit his glove, and we scored 2 runs and won the ball game. But if he catches that, we lose like our 4th series in a row.
Ooh, so where are you struggling? Is it the hitting or
everything? Hitting. Our the only bright spot is our starting pitching. Dustin May pitched well the other night. CK pitched fairly well, who went off. He was not happy because they committed 2 errors that basically led to the loss. Tyler Glasnow pitched well. Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched well. It's our bullpen. Our bullpen sucks.
Oh, well, that might help us a little bit. But
Yeah.
we have weaknesses all over the place. I mean, some days our pitching's good, but we don't score runs. Other days we score runs, but our pitching's bad. Or the pitching held up, but the relief blew it. And, and we're very streaky.
What? It sounds like
10 in a row going into the All-Star break.
Yeah, it sounds like you're describing the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Basically.
Could be, but you guys are a few games better, so.
We're lucky.
Yeah.
The Padres lost the other night, so we're still, I think, 3.5 games up, but it's gonna come down to the wire. And I like that. I think it doesn't help a club when they go into the playoffs with an 11-game lead in their division.
You need to be tested.
Yeah.
And pressure.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that.
And but we're a playoff team right now. We're a wild card.
That's why I said it's gonna be it'll be a good series.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Hopefully I'll be able to watch a couple.
What'd you say, Chris? This is the second time Mookie's been back to Fenway?
Second series, yes.
So you think they give him a standing O?
Oh yeah, that's tough. Mookie was loved here.
Yeah. And they'd probably love to see him in the batter's box because he's hitting 235.
Well, wait till he gets back to Fenway. He'll for the series he'll probably go 10 for 15 or something.
As Tommy Lasorda would say, I would get a limo to make sure that Mookie Betts shows up. Have you ever heard that audio?
I don't think so.
Dave Bavacqua was like a 240 hitter for the
I
Padres.
remember the name, yeah.
And he accused Tommy of throwing at him,
Oh.
having Niedenfuhr throw at him. So the next day they asked Tommy about it, and we can't even play it because Chris couldn't beep out. There's not enough beeps where he's like, Bavacqua couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Are you kidding? Bavacqua? I'd get a limo to make sure that Bavacqua was in the lineup. Throw at Bavacqua? Oh, it's classic.
I heard somebody recently compare Lasorda's F-bombing with Biden.
Oh, with Hunter? Yeah, Tommy was the best. The
Yeah.
absolute best.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got some miscellaneous audio I think I'm going to play today of Vince Scully describing a very young Mookie Betts visiting Dodger Stadium.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. He tells Mookie's life story. You know the way Vinny would do it in an at-bat. He could tell your whole life story. If you took it to 3-2 count, Vinny could tell your whole life story. Here's the 2. Yeah, here's the 2-2.
For me, would you please?
Here's the 2-2. He fouled that off. So Mookie grew up in Lindale. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's outside. And he's a hell of a bowler. He's bowled 300 many times. The 3-2 is taken outside. I love Vince Scully. Anyway, all right, let's get to work. Someone posed a question to me the other day, thinking that I had the answer, which is their first mistake. And they said, can you get on your Social Security while you're working?
And the answer to that is yes.
Wow.
However,
Oh, I knew it.
yeah, there's always a however.
There's always a
If
but.
but there's good and bad.
Okay.
If you make too much, they may lower what they'll give you.
Well, I don't think I have to worry about that.
Also, if you wait till you're 67, which for you and I, Ralph, is not that far.
All right, settle down, settle down, settle down, settle down, settle down.
It doesn't matter how much you make; you'll get full.
At 67,
Well, if you were born in 1960 or later,
unfortunately, yeah.
I thought you were there. You must be 59.
No, I was born in 62.
Okay, well then you're good. Well then, so when you and I reach 67, we get our full. No matter what we earn, we get our full Social Security.
Really? Even while we're working?
Yeah. So my thought is, why in the heck? I never really thought about this. I just always thought about it. Well, I'll look into Social Security when I retire. But if I'm still working at 67, which is what I plan to do,
Me too.
Why shouldn't I go get my Social Security money?
That's what prompted the question. That is exactly what prompted the question. Because I'll be 63 in about a week and a half.
Now,
So I'm just 4 years away, Jack.
I suppose
God.
there may be
God.
I'm no expert in this category.
Ugh.
There might be something I'm missing.
Yeah.
There is a guy. Who's the guy who specializes in insurance on the radio? He does commercials. He's local. Come on.
No idea. Chris, any guess?
Paul Sheldon?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice guess.
I
Very
would
nice.
recommend going down to see him if one has questions about, can I do this? Can I do not do that? I would think that they would have that covered pretty well.
Well, I've got a few years still. I'm tooling and I'm
I do
flush,
too, but that
so I'm
changed
not.
my whole time frame. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
Not about retiring, but if I'm still working away here at 67, which I kind of plan to do, I'm going to get my benefits. Why
Yeah.
not?
Am I older
I'm
than
gonna
you?
wait.
Am I older than you?
I think you are a little bit.
8362.
What?
August
Yeah.
3rd, 1962.
Yeah, you got a 3 years on me.
I'll forget you.
Well, yeah, that's why I look so young. compared to you, you know. That's why you don't
So-
want to stand next to.
So you're not in the 60 club yet. You're not in the club yet.
Well, there's many clubs I've been.
The
left out
60
of in
club.
my life.
The
You can
60
probably-
club.
The what club?
60.
Yeah.
That's the next birthday?
No, I'm there.
Oh, you are there.
I am.
So I'm
there
only 2
early.
years.
It was early this year. I turned 60.
All right, so I'm almost 3 years older than you.
Well, that's okay.
That's
We're in the
depressing.
ballpark.
That's depressing as hell. It really is. I never thought I would give a damn so much about my age. I thought I would be one of these guys that would embrace it, find it fortunate. It beats the alternative. I have outlived my dad. And I've seen my uncles live a very fruitful life in their fourth quarter. One's 88, one's 79.
Yeah.
But I think about my age every day, particularly when I'm brushing my teeth and I look up in the mirror and I see that and I'm like, who is that person?
I'm thinking about it a lot more than I used to.
Yeah.
60 seems to have a way to do that.
That's what it was. Everybody told me it was 50, and I was like, I had a ball at 50. Yeah, I had a ball.
But
Went
it's
to
like if I step wrong off the curb now at 60, it's like, oh my gosh, did I just hurt my hip? Do I need surgery?
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, no, but 4 days later, my body's telling me otherwise. And I'm thinking, well, what's wrong with
Yeah. Saturday will
I
be
think, oh my God, I'm 60.
Saturday will be a month that my foot is still lingering from gout. And I have to believe that has something to do with my age because I had some bad gouts when I was heavy in my early 50s. But it never, ever lasted this long. Never.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
it has to be age. It has to be age. I tried to run last night, and that was a huge mistake.
I have given that up. I do still walk briskly when I exercise, but even that alone is like, why do I hurt so bad? Oh yeah, I walked yesterday for exercise.
Well, I wasn't running for exercise. I just wanted to test my foot, and that was a large mistake.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I have to forgive. Will you forgive me? I had visions of you running into Casey Steakhouse.
No, I was in my backyard. I was swinging my golf clubs, and I was like, it hurt, but I could swing the club and still make the turn and land on my left foot. And I said, well, let me take this out for a walk, literally. And I tried to just do a little jog. And I was like, ooh, that's a mistake. That was a
The late
mistake.
answer, you're not.
Yeah. But I'm playing golf Saturday at 10 o'clock. So
Good for you.
we'll
Ralph.
see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. What else is going on economically? How is the stock market doing?
I will continue to answer your Social Security question, though.
Okay.
With it, depending on how much you earn, there's a test. So I would go to the website to find out more if someone still had questions. And even then, I'd go see the man we referred to earlier.
Do you know Mr. Sheldon? Paul Sheldon? Good guy. Very good guy. He's a
I
very
don't know
smart
him
guy.
personally, but I've heard his commercials for years.
Yeah.
And, I
Very
have a
smart
friend
guy.
that went to school with him and says good things.
Yeah, very smart guy. Very good guy. Do you know the levels at what pay grade or
No,
income?
I know. Again, this is. I almost feel like I've avoided this just because I don't believe I'm 60.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in denial. I'm in denial as well.
It's impossible, Ralph.
I've contemplated lying about my age, but I'm afraid of doing that. If I say I'm 52, they might be like, God, he looks horrible for 52. But maybe if I tell the truth, they'd be like, oh, for a 63-year-old man, he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe we're both wishful thinking there, but
Thanks.
Sorry.
That's what
You
I
do look
that's
good,
what I
though.
need to hear a week and a half for my
In
birthday.
fact, you look so good.
Oh.
I think I should hang out with you more, and I might look better.
Get off my radio show.
You asked about the stock market.
Yes, sir.
It is doing well. S&P's at
Yeah.
all-time highs,
Yeah.
or if it isn't today, it was spitting distance. But I think it is all-time highs. I haven't looked real closely at that.
If there were a Democrat in the White House, the media would be making a
Oh.
big deal out of the economy right now.
It's amazing the politics they play with numbers,
Yeah.
and this and that, and
Instead, they want to focus on Epstein and what he knew and what the files say, and this absurd assertion that he's making against Obama, and just things. It is amazing to me the stories that dominate the news that have nothing to do with that family in Des Moines that's living check to check. You know what I mean?
right. Well, they don't talk. The goal is to get them make whoever you are, make the other side the enemy, so they'll vote for me.
Yeah.
Not what our party can do for that family, but the other side will hurt you worse. So just vote for us.
And the media is in cahoots.
Oh, terribly.
It is. It's ridiculous.
It's so bad you can't trust. I don't think you can trust. That's why people, I think conspiracy theories are even worse than they have been. And
Clearly.
I don't believe, I don't believe that. And then the other side, well, I don't believe that. And
Yeah.
and if you can't believe the media, where are we as a country?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm running out of time. Let's check silver and gold and the debt.
We're going to get it all in here. The futures market for the equity is a little bit up after hours, so that's encouraging for tomorrow. Gold, last I looked, we were at 33.71, up a little bit for the week.
Yeah, it sure is.
Thursday to Thursday.
That's good
And
news.
Silver's been running lately. Is at 39.15.
Wow.
1.5% for the week.
Wow, that's the highest I've ever heard you record it.
Yeah, since we've been doing that.
Yeah,
it's been
39.
higher, but that's been a good run.
Yeah, wow.
Another little tidbit, Newmont Mining is a big gold company that kind of kicks off earnings for the gold companies, and it reported after hours tonight, and it had very good numbers. It is up about a little over 4%, and they're a big one. So
That's good news.
yeah, that will be good news for those who are invested in mining companies, gold mining companies.
And let me guess, the deficit increased by, well, let me think about this. I got to calculate. I got to minus I'm going to guess $29 billion.
Well, you got those two digits exactly right.
Oh, isn't that funny? God,
Good.
it's incredible how consistent that is.
29.094. A little variance there when you get into the millions, but
How can it be so consistent? How is it 29 billion every freaking week?
I don't know. It makes you wonder if it's accurate, and yet I know that they refer to this debt clock. I mean, I don't know any other place to go to find it, and I've heard politicians refer to this. So, not that makes it great, but I mean, I don't know where, because I get where because it seems like it can't be true, right?
It's a weird coincidence.
Where do you go to get the data? And
Yeah.
there's no other place.
Yeah, it's a weird, freaky coincidence. It really is.
I'll be happy when it changes.
Yeah, no kidding. When you, I would pay for you to come on here one Thursday and say it's just 25, just 25.
Take me to dinner, Ralph, and we'll do wondrous things.
So no bet on the series?
Oh no, I don't want to give you my money. I mean,
No, we wouldn't bet money. Are you kidding me? You're my investor. I don't bet money with your investor. Just lunch or something fun.
yes.
I don't know.
In fact, we still have a couple drinks I owe you. I think.
I think you do. I didn't want to go there, but damn Skippy.
Keep storing them.
All right,
The
very
interest
good.
Is adding up. My
Yes, it is. From two to three drinks.
Yeah,
Right. That's right.
We will be closing the place down, my friend.
We're both too old for that, but all right.
I don't think I've ever done that, but
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times, not in a couple of years, but I've done it. I've certainly done it. Always good to talk to you, sir. Have a great weekend. Wrap to you next week.
Have a good weekend.
You too, sir.
All right. Bye, Ralph.
Daniel Petrie. Check him out at 395-9400, 395-9400. He's right on the corner of 21st and Oak. Not going by there tonight. Got to get my hair did. And then I'm going out to dinner. Getting all shaved. This will be gone by tomorrow. All this nonsense. Scraggly looking whatever I got going on. Can't grow hair on the side of my face. I cannot grow a beard. Cannot. This is all I get right here. This little stuff down here, and there's little cat hairs above my lip. I'll be gone tomorrow. Quick break, coming right back. Not a lot of time before we get to the final hour of the broadcast. You're listening to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and
Messmaker.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, we'll have a nice young lady on from the Armed Forces Support Foundation at Bakersfield College and the Veteran Resource Center. We have got, obviously, state-of-the-art news, traffic, and weather, as one would expect. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You just heard for yourself why Daniel Petrie is such an important cog, not only for this broadcast, but in my life. As I've continued to tell you guys, I've been a client now for almost a decade. And as I've said, it is the single smartest thing I have ever done financially. Yes, I have a 401k. And yes, as we talked about, I'm eligible for Social Security. God help me. But it's nice to have a separate investment that increases, and what Daniel has done for me over the last 8 years has been absolutely phenomenal. Call him today if you're looking at the fourth quarter of your life at 395-9400, 395-9400. And again, he's right on the corner of 21st and Oak. Daniel Petrie and the folks at Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors, longtime sponsors of the Ralph Bailey Show.
This broadcast is for informational purposes only. Does not constitute a solicitation or offer to buy or sell any security, future, option, or other financial instrument, or to offer or provide any investment advisory or other services to any person in any jurisdiction by Daniel Petrie or NPWA Inc., DBA Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Any views expressed in this broadcast by us are prepared based upon the information available to us at the time, and we are under no obligation to update our views.
See website for details. Bills happen is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner. We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to billshappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
Bills Happen is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to billshappen.com and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast.
Problem solved. If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Please meet Paul Sheldon's client, Vivian Rushing.
Hi, my name is Vivian Rushing. I am a client of Paul Sheldon. They helped me get everything in order. I had no clue what I was doing, and they were wonderful. The staff is amazing. Lynn and Kelly go out of their way to make you feel comfortable when you walk through the doors and make sure you have everything that you need. Paul is very accommodating. He uses himself as an example to help you understand the process of the insurance and what benefits you should be looking at and what you shouldn't be looking at and how to go about getting it together. I have recommended Paul Sheldon. Just a couple of days ago, I was in line to get my medications, and this gentleman was talking about retiring and didn't know what to do. I told him, contact Paul Sheldon. He's the best. I just want to say thank you, Paul Sheldon. You're wonderful, and your staff is amazing.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298. I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Eight 425. Do you know who Roger Moore is?
Yeah, 007.
Nice. Okay. You're older than I think in your years, 31. Because most 31-year-olds I didn't think would know.
I have a
her.
slightly older soul than what my age tells.
That's
me.
what I just said.
Yeah, no, I was agreeing with you.
You seen a Bond movie with Moore in it?
Yes, I couldn't tell you exactly what happens in all of them, but
The first motion picture my father ever took me to, and the first time I was ever in a movie theater, we were going to, my dad was a Bond freak. He had all the Ian Fleming books. That's how I started reading them. Because the books, as is always the case, much better than the movie. Much better. I mean, obviously, the book doesn't have all the blow-ups, but it has more sex in them. That's why I loved them as a kid. And you know what? I dropped the ball with Bentley, speaking of books. I meant to talk to him about Jaws. We did talk about Jaws, but I read the book the summer before I saw it. And there's an intriguing part of the book that's not in the film that I think would have absolutely changed that motion picture. In the book, Richard Dreyfuss, Hooper, has an affair with Roy Scheider's wife, the chief's wife. And right before Quincy or Quinn or whatever his name is, Robert Shaw, Roy Scheider, and Dreyfuss go out on the boat, the chief finds out in the book that Hooper slept with his wife. So now on the boat, there's drama between Quinn and Hooper and Quinn, and like real drama. Because as I said, men will shoot you over sleeping with their wives, then shoot her and then eat the gun. So there's real drama in the book between the chief and Hooper, who, as I'm sure you all know, are the only survivors and have to swim back together, despite the fact that, you know, I vision that last scene, where they're taking the barrels and they're swimming back to the shore.
Yeah.
If they had taken the book, because it's a great scene where it's a shot from the orca and they're swimming. You can't even see their faces. And Roy Scheider says, "You know what day it is?" He goes, "No idea. Just keep paddling. Just keep paddling." And that's the last thing they say. And then the last shot are the two barrels ashore. And I always envision if they had taken it from the book, I see Scheider saying, "You know what day it is?" Hooper says, "No, I really don't. Just keep paddling." And Scheider says, "Oh, well, you know, when we get back to shore, I'm going to kick your MFing ass. You know that, right?" "Yeah, I know." I'm an idiot. Don't pay any attention to me. Quick time out. We head to the final hour of the broadcast. We'll talk about why did Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's former personal attorney, who was on the bench or representing Donald during the New York trials. Now he's second in command of the Department of Justice. Why is he going down to Florida to address and interview Ghislaine Maxwell, the pimp, trafficker, and overall bad egg who would say anything to get out from under a 20-year stint? We'll examine that and preview the Dodgers, Red Sox. All that's coming up. I would stick around if I you.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Hot mic, hot mic, hot mic.
A pair of top Republicans on Thursday called for a special counsel to be appointed to probe whether former President Obama aided in an effort to undermine President Trump's 2016
Who's this?
White House bid.
Senators Lindsey Graham and John Cornyn pressed for the appointment, saying they wanted answers about how Obama and his administration hoped manipulated matters in the hopes of a Hillary Clinton victory in 2016. The call came a day after Director of National Intelligence.
Why is it such a big deal that Holt died?
Casting doubt on Russian President Vladimir Putin's desire.
All three stations were all over this morning.
Argument that Russia wanted to interfere in the election writ large. Although it does not dispute that Moscow interfered in the election, it sheds light on the Obama administration's handling of Russia's activity.
I thought it was Andre the Giant was kind of the face.
The Trump administration loses a legal round in the ongoing constitutional debate over.
He was a bigger draw than Andre the Giant.
The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco has
That was classic. That was classic.
seeking to end
That's what I knew it was phony.
citizenship as unconstitutional.
Andre was huge. Have you ever seen the HBO documentary? Andre was gargantuan. He really was.
People who are in the United States illegally or
I watched that show every night. I really did.
The appeals court has weighed in and brings the issue one step closer to
Yep.
coming back before.
And then the son got into a horrible accident after having like 3 DUIs.
Efforts beyond Texas to help Republicans maintain control of the U.S. House in 2026.
Yeah, she married one of the Dallas Cowboys.
With one senator
Is she still with him?
to go nuclear if necessary. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 316 points. The Nasdaq rose.
I know the mom
38,
hates
the
him.
S&P advanced 4. More at Town Hall.
Yeah, yeah. 71.
See how Relief Factor can help.
I'm an artist and I'm in my studio. I listen to the radio all day. I'm hearing ads about Relief Factor, and I've got pain in my neck, and it's getting worse.
So is he still on the club?
I'm gonna go ahead and order this. 2 weeks later, I've got much more motion. If you're experiencing pain at a certain point in life, I would get Relief Factor.
Hey,
Fight pain naturally. with
did you know that Geno was one of 4 quarterbacks who threw for 70% last year?
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can
I'm like, okay. It was Geno, Burrows, Goff, and
2025 by Forbes Health. Audion
Some
Hearing
numbers.
has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest
That's
prices,
what I'm like,
starting at just
huh?
$98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old.
That's what started the conversation. That's exactly what started the conversation.
Customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN.
Well, he got to 35 last year. Oh, 70? He was at like, what was he, like 50? That's pretty good, doggone good.
I'm Bill Robbins. Governor Gavin
62 is bad?
The bill would streamline permitting for new oil wells. Environmental
Well, how could it be low if only 4 guys were at 70?
plug to drill permitting where 2 wells would have to be plugged and abandoned before the new one is drilled. Drillers would also not to be
So there's that big a difference between like 66 and
The
62?
woman who allegedly charged that police officers with a knife is in the hospital after an officer
Chucking the ball up,
Walmart in South
chucking the ball on the run.
the store on Gosford Road for a reported assault inside the store. Police asked to talk to DeShaney Holmes outside. She kept her hand inside her purse until officers say she pulled a knife and came at them. The taser didn't work, and
I heard Ben Johnson could be a jerk.
and later booked into the Laredo jail. A man out on parole is arrested by Kern County probation officers. 28-year-old Anthony Cardona was arrested Monday on suspicion of possession of a firearm and ammunition by a felon, armed possession of a controlled substance, resisting arrest, and with a at-large warrant. Officers did a check of the home in the 2700.
Well, I've always said good players like to be coached hard. Really, really good players.
Cardona is being held without bail. 5 people have been charged in connection with the robbery.
It's about character. That's why Antonio Brown was such a POS.
Identified by way of surveillance video and witnesses: 18-year-old Terrence Thompson, 20-year-olds Darwin Young Jr. and Nancy Ruiz,
The
as well
what?
as 17-year-olds Traden Brookins and Ramos Darnell Turner, all charged in the robbery. All but Ruiz.
Oh, yeah.
With 2 counts of murder. Ruiz was a getaway driver. I'm Bill Robbins in the
You think
KTRN
that screwed up his head?
News every half hour. Running breaks on News Talk 96.1.
No, I think it was that gargantuan contract. Fucking Pittsburgh gave him. So the shit didn't stink after that. Yep.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Final hour of the broadcast on this Thursday, 24th day of July. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at KERNradio.com. Also broadcasting live on YouTube. Tell them how they can subscribe, Mr. Burdick.
You just go to youtubes.com, YouTube, I apologize, and go into the search bar right there at the top, right at the very top there. Just type in the little @ with Kern Radio right afterwards. Will be the first thing that pops up. Hit the subscribe button. That's the little red button right there. And you'll be able to see every time JR and Ralph are live.
We had about, last time I checked, about 220 subscribers.
Something in that area, yeah.
Didn't have a lot of views yesterday. We went from 200 to like 135 or something like that.
Fluctuate. Can't expect everybody to watch every day.
Yeah, true that. True that. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got on board?
I have 2 comments.
All right, let's hear it.
First one, there's no way Ralph tried to run. And the second comment is if there was a Democrat in the White House, the stock market would not be doing what it is doing. And my name is Jim.
Well, I don't know why I would lie about trying to run. I wasn't trying to sprint down the street or anything. I was just in my backyard swinging my driver, and I can turn and it's fine. But then when I come down, and you have to, if you have a decent swing, which I don't, but I know the fundamentals of it, that here is where I'm good. I'm good here. But then when I come down, you're supposed to shift your weight, and your weight goes from your left side and you push off onto your right side, where when you're in contact, 75% of your weight should be on your left foot. And that's when I feel the pain, and your follow through, you're leaning on that left foot as well. And that's when it hurts, but I can swing it. So then I said, well, let me see. Can I walk? Can I walk? Because I'm going to be in a cart, and I like to, if I make Randy drive, I'm playing with Randizzle, our DJ down the hall on Hot. If I make him drive, I can get in anywhere from 11 to 13,000 steps, because I'll hit a ball toward the green. If I hit the green, I'll just grab my putter and walk up to the green. Or if I miss left or right, I'll grab my putter and my lob wedge and walk up to the green. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing that Saturday. I might stick in fact, I might drive the cart, because I'm still taking Motrin in the morning, and it just still hurts to walk. It'll be a month Saturday. I left here, and I didn't know this till I talked to Randy. He said, well, you were a little off your feet Thursday and Friday, but you were getting around. You weren't limping, but you had a little hobble in your giddy up. And then Saturday morning, I woke up and literally could not get out of bed, could not put any weight on my left foot. And I was literally hopping to the bathroom and the front door. That's the only place I went for like 3 or 4 days. I was hopping to get to the front door, not to get Uber Eats, but just to get Motrin and Gatorade and water. I didn't eat that whole weekend. I think I tried to eat a hamburger Saturday night. I took like 2 bites and threw it away. And then I OD'd on the colchicine Monday. You're supposed to take 1 a day. I took 6. I took 2 every 4 hours and thought I was going to wake up Tuesday feeling like $1 million because I had done that before. I was about to play golf and I started feeling it coming on and I OD'd on colchicine and it was gone. So I tried to do that again. And I don't know the combination of that and the Motrin, but all day Tuesday from about 10 a.m. till 10 p.m., I was throwing up everything I was imbibing. And all I did was drink water. And then I started drinking club soda and bitters to settle my stomach down. That didn't work. I went and had the guy bring me some Alka-Seltzer, threw that up. It was, and like I said, and I'm sorry to bore you with this. I'm a horrible patient. But I just remember Monday thinking as I was laying in bed, like normally it doesn't hurt unless you walk, but it was hurting even when I had it elevated in my bed. Oh, I love my bed. I love my Tempur-Pedic mattress where I can, with a remote control, lift the base of my bed up and have my feet higher than my head. And I said Monday, as much I missed work, laid up, hopping around my apartment. I said, well, at least I'm not nauseous because I had just got food poisoning in Vegas like 2 years ago, and I went through a bad bout of something with my meds. I had dinner with Mike and Chris and was throwing up. I don't know. So I was like, at least I'm not nauseous. And the very next day, so I was in pain and throwing up. It was horrible. And other things that, again, you don't even want to hear about. What else you got?
You get more if you wait, but who knows if it'll be there. The next big age is around 70, and you'll have to live to about 82 for it to make sense to wait.
Yeah. A friend of mine said that to me. That never really dawned on me. It really didn't. That's why I didn't get a 401k until I was like in my early 40s, because I was convinced after the age of 36, when my father passed away, that I wasn't going to. I knew I could make it to 56, but I figured if my dad died at 56, because I am a big believer in genes. I think that that's why I laughed at Turnip Seed. His parents lived to their 90s. If your parents made it to their 80s and their 90s, you ain't going anywhere unless a bus hits you. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm a big believer in genes. And that's why I'm trying to convince myself that I am going to live a long life, because my mother turns 83 in about 2 weeks. And she's hanging in there, man. Congestive heart failure, dialysis 3 times a week for 4 hours. And she's just a tough broad. She really is. So I'm trying to, and my uncles are both still alive. My dad's brothers. One is 88. My Uncle Charles is 88. And my favorite Uncle Irvin is 79. So I'm trying to convince myself, because I thought about that. Like, I'm storing away all this money with Daniel Petrie. And what if I croak at 65? My nephew will be a happy man, because everything I have I've left to young Thaddeus. But who knows? You know what? The older I get, the more I concentrate on just living today. You know what I'm saying? Just day by day. Getting my hair cut, going to dinner with a friend, doing the Friday show, playing golf Saturday, and just resting my foot on Sunday, because the county contest, what do they call that? The county meet, the county amateur, that's what it is, the county amateur, is at Sundale this weekend. Good thing I heard that, because I would have showed up at 7 o'clock to meet Swaim and the boys. And that'd have been a wasted Uber drive. And it's not like I could go to In-N-Out at 7 o'clock in the morning. What time do you think In-N-Out opens up? This is
They
great.
probably open like 8 or 9.
Yeah, because it's great to go there after we're done at like 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's become my ritual. We're done at about 10:30. I sit and have a beer with Mark and the boys and hang out for about 15, 20 minutes and duck out. I'm in and out by 11. And it's the only time I've ever seen a short line, and it only takes about 10, 15 minutes to get your burger. Otherwise, if it's 1 o'clock, it'll take a good 20, 30 minutes to get your burger. And the line will be all the way back to damn Chick-fil-A. It's ridiculous. I go to the one on Stockdale. One more. Let's take a break.
Paul Sheldon is great to work with regarding Medicare. You need to talk to him 6 months prior to your Medicare.
Who's talking about Medicare?
Ooh.
We were talking about Social Security. But okay, thanks for the advice. Is there anything left?
Yeah, we got a couple.
One more. I don't want to end on that one.
I was not going to receive my full Social Security because I have state pension. However,
Oh.
Uncle Fluffy, aka Biden, signed a new bill, and now I am entitled to my full amount at 67.
Wouldn't that be nice to have a pension? God. Like Aries got a pension. They changed the rules. He was a former NFL player, played for the Green Bay Packers, and played for Bill Parcells, the New York Giants. And up until, I think he's been on the pension plan now for, let me guess, 2-3 years, because they had a minimum. He was only in the league for 3 years. And I think they started it at 5 years. You had to have a minimum of 5 years in the league to be on a pension. And the league dropped it to 3. So now Mike doesn't get a ton of money for 3 years in the NFL, but I don't mean to tell his business, but he gets a nice, because I mean, Mike is set for life, but he gets a nice little check for like $2,000 every month for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. That's a nice little chump change. Even if you're flush, that's a nice little, at least I know I can always pay my rent. There's not many places here, 1 bedrooms, that are more than $2,000. Mike, in fact, just moved off the ranch. Why am I telling my man's business? Just moved off, sold his, and I continue. Sold his dad's ranch. We're now neighbors. And I haven't even heard from him lately. Let's go ahead and take a break and stop telling all my friends' business. Quick break. We'll come back and we'll get into why Todd Blanche, second in command of the Department of Justice, went down to Florida to visit Giselle, what is the child's name? Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, I just lost my mind there for a minute. I'll break down why she's doing 20 years in a Florida federal prison and ask you the question, why are they even talking to this lady? She's a pimp. She's a trafficker. She's a pedophile. She's a liar. She's the closest one to one of the most despicable human beings in the world. And she's doing a 20-year stint. I'd lie about my mama to get out of a 20-year stint. She's not credible. We'll talk about that. Check the board, see what you're talking about before we get out of here. Tomorrow's a Friday. Yay! Rick Bentley at 3:30. And we're going to talk with our good friend Jenny Frank as well. All that's coming up tomorrow. In the meantime, you're listening to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 at AM 1180 KERN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1.
Casey?
You got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Sexton Show, we will break down the absolute latest on the
No, I got to
Rachel
do it.
fallout,
I got to
what
do it.
Revelations are continuing to unspool. Plus, what is the latest on
I forgot she
Department of
hosted
Justice
JR
and,
show today.
Interrogation of Ghislaine Maxwell. We'll bring you all of that. Plus, we will take you into the weekend. Much to discuss. Appreciate all of you coming with us on Friday edition.
Live 9 to noon. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Hope you listened to the JR Flores show today. He is on vacation. He comes back tomorrow, as a matter of fact. But one of our favorite human beings on the planet, one of the great contributors to this community, Casey Steakhouse owner Cassie Biddle, was our guest host. And she had Chef Daniel along with her and local restaurateur, fellow restaurateur, Heather Langanelli of Local Food to Table. She's located right across the street from the downtown post office. And she brought some incredible food. caviar hamburger, just a great restaurant as well. But KC Steakhouse, well, I don't have to tell you about the food at KC Steakhouse. I will remind you, however, the Stockyard is open for business. It's a Thursday night, so the live music begins. It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. I believe young Vanessa will be in there playing the acoustic guitar. Go check it out, either before or after you have dinner, or maybe even have dinner at the Stockyard. Been an absolute game changer for the folks at KC Steakhouse. Cassie Biddle, radio talk show host and KC Steakhouse owner and longtime sponsor of the Ralph Bailey Show.
Every day, Dave spends $5 on.
One ultra latte with a caramel drizzle.
But for less than $1 a day, he could protect his family with a $500,000 life insurance policy from SelectQuote. And for about the same $15 a month he spends on.
Honey, what's our password to Streamflix?
He could have a life policy from SelectQuote. But when his wife asked him,
Honey, have you looked into life insurance yet?
Dave said,
Whoa, how are we going to afford life insurance?
if only Dave knew that SelectQuote could find him a policy for up to 50% less than he's found.
Hey, Renee would like to know if you would like her to drop off your gout juice.
Here?
I'm assuming.
Sure.
Karaoke machine with auto-tune.
I'm canceling your credit card.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Get your free quote now at SelectQuote.com or call 800-341-6060. That's 800-341-6060. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey, it's JR for Bakersfield Weight Loss. Yes, 25 pounds lighter and still keeping the weight off. I swear, everywhere I go, everybody wants to know, how did I do it? They're like, JR, are you doing those GLP-1s? Are you taking the shots, the injections? What's going on? Heck no, I would never take injections or drugs to lose weight, ever. That's why I love Bakersfield Weight Loss. It's all natural. Not only that, they've taught me how to reset my metabolism.
That's not bad.
That's the secret. Maybe you're currently using semaglutide injections, or maybe you had to stop taking them because of bad side effects, or your insurance no longer covers.
I just can't, when I start to lose my balance and I put pressure either side,
don't give up.
It's like freaking needles.
BakersfieldWeightLoss.com. They can help. Again, they helped me last year lose 25 pounds. Not only that, I've kept the weight off. Give them a call. It's a free consultation.
That's not bad.
661-449-1150. 661-449-1150 or online at BakersfieldWeightLoss.com.
What I'm afraid of is I'll play 5 holes and it'll be like, oh my God. And it'll swell up
and AM 1180 KE.
because it's swelling up right now.
Back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
It really is. Yep. That's the problem. When I walk on it, like when I got home last night, it's huge. Go, go, go. Johnny be good. He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack down the railroad tracks. Mike Maggart again, twice in one show. The former supervisor, right? Oh, this is a long one. Please stand by. Mr. Maggart writes, probably laying on the beach. Son of a gun, yeah. Social Security benefits increase 8% per year if you delay Social Security benefits from 67 to 70. So, for those who will rely heavily on their Social Security benefits, who don't have much in retirement savings, they should consider working until age 70 and then enjoy 124% of the full retirement benefit by beginning to receive Social Security benefits at 70. If your benefit at 67 is $3,000 a month at 67, it will increase to $3,720 a month at age 70. I think at 70, well, that's 7 years from now, and everything will cost a whole lot more than it does, but $3,700 and a 401k and the money that I made with Raymond James, I could survive on that. If I lived to be as old as Hulk Hogan, died 71. But no, you could live on that, couldn't you? $3,700. Yeah, you could live on that. My rent is about $1,200 a month. My nut is oh, you know what I did today? I'm getting a call back from DirecTV. I did the threat. You all have to do this. I threatened. I said, I'm getting off this. I can't afford it. I'm paying $256 a month Can't do it. Can't do it. And I watch, now that I've got hooked on reels and videos, I stopped watching TV. I come home, I watch PTI, pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Tony, it's Ralph Bailey Day. Did you know that? And I'm Tony Kornheiser. I have no idea who Ralph Bailey is. I watch that. Then I DVR the Dodger game. I speed through that. I watch Abby Phillip that I've DVR'd. And it's now like 9:30. And I turn TV off and lay on my back and watch reels and videos. Nate Jackson is in my algorithm. He's a very funny black comedian. I see old Joni Carson interviews and audio and video like the one I'm about to play you. This is classic. This is Vin Scully describing the life of our current leadoff hitter who is headed back to his home, his original Major League Baseball home in Boston, Massachusetts. This is the greatest broadcaster of all time, Vincent Edward Scully, a graduate of Fordham University.
Mookie has nothing to do with Mookie Wilson. His parents were fans of former NBA guard Mookie Blaylock. The other nice thing about Betts, and it's his mom who did it, his name is Marcus Lynn Betts. That way his initials are MLB. How do you do? So here he is, out of house out of Brentwood, Tennessee, right-hand batter, and takes a look at the first pitch in for strike, and the count 0-1.
Kershaw's
not only a dazzling baseball player, he is truly a remarkable bowler. He has bowled several 300 games. Betts is only 5'9", 175-pounder, but what a truly remarkable hitter. Batting .306, 22 home runs, 71 runs batted in. 3-1 pitch, hard ground ball, base hit into center. Well, here come the Red Sox. That figured.
I'm sorry. I just adore listening to that man talk. And to hear him, I think that was Mookie's third year. It was before he won the MVP. That was his third year in baseball. And Clayton Kershaw was pitching, by the way. I just enjoyed that. Sorry. 842-5376, 842-KERN. So there's not much I can say about this Todd Blanche thing. Todd Blanche, again, as I've talked about throughout the program, was the president's personal attorney back up in New York when we went through all of that nonsense. And now, he's the second in command in the Department of Justice behind Pam Bondi. And he personally, which is completely out of character for the Department of Justice, went down personally. Normally it's what they call a line attorney. And from what I understand, that line attorney would have been Maureen Comey. But out of sheer revenge, I'm sorry, I got to call it as I see it. Out of sheer revenge, Maureen Comey, who I think is an outstanding lawyer, and I say that based on what liberals and conservatives have said about her, she convicted none other than Ghislaine Maxwell. She also convicted Sean Combs. Now, I don't know if the Combs conviction was a victory or a defeat for her. I think a lot of legal scholars said from the very get-go that she overcharged, that they should have never gone for a RICO case, and the domestic violence, which they highlighted throughout the Combs trial, wasn't relevant because of the statute of limitations. But she is putting him in jail. Now, granted, it's going to be for about 2 years, but you can't put that on her. The star witness just wasn't credible. That was what it really came down to. And they didn't believe Cassie Ventura. They didn't believe the most recent girlfriend, Jane Doe, primarily because Sean Combs was still paying her rent. The most recent girlfriend was living in a really palatial, did she not stay? She just dropped it off and left? I wanted to meet her. One of the listeners brought me some cherry juice, and she just dropped it off. Okay. All right. Thought you'd want to meet a brother. But the bottom line is Ghislaine Maxwell is not a credible witness. She lied in her trial. She's charged with, let's not forget, or was convicted of, conspiracy to entice women to engage in illegal sex acts, conspiracy to transport minors to engage in illegal sex acts, transporting minors to commit illegal sex acts, sex trafficking, and sex trafficking minors. Let us remember who this scumbag is and what she would do to get out from under a 20-year stint in a federal prison. So how in the world is there anything that's going to come out of her pie hole that's remotely credible? Last half hour of the broadcast. It's TRBS. Don't go anywhere.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.